Why hello there, fellow hunters. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld The Darkest Ages. Episode 12. More than just a little nibble. Oh boy, we are not processing them quick enough at all. That was another thing I wanted to do, is to have a wood-fired crematorium. And I'll put it there. How many cougars are hunting Scorpio? Really? The cougar's on top of me. Thanks for the warning. Appreciate it. Hope you punched it in the leg. Nope. Oh, two of them. Okay, so it was the double warning was not an accident. Got it. Are you gonna die? Yeah, you're gonna, like, die to a cougar. Game, what the hell is wrong with you? I mean, he was grieving Widow, and now he's getting killed by a cougar? Okay. I guess. Come on, cougars, you want to fight? We'll get our revenge. You ate his head. Was that necessary? Well, you ate his everything. He's missing hands, legs, torso, head. What is it? He has, what, 2 arms now? Like, is that even enough to bury someone? That is absurd. Do Randy must hate me for some reason? Yeah, clearly. Randy is a big jerk. There is, like, absolutely no justification for... I get warned about a manhunter while the manhunter's chewing on my face. Like, that isn't warning. Shut the hell up, game. That is just not warning. And not only one, but 2. Both of them. It's like, cool. That's nice. Just how it is. Alright, so we're going to need to elect a chaplain. As far as I'm concerned, nobody is right for the job, but... it seems to be a cursed job, so let's have Klein take it. Klein is like, I guess I'll be it, because no one else is. No, it really shouldn't be Klein. I'll have Avaka do it. The reason it should be Klein is, Klein is the one that needs to be preached at the most. Oh, fuck, hey! Stop! Dear Lord, okay, cancel. Stone Stalwarts attacking immediately. Can't even bury our dead. I guess the adaptation for RimWorld is like, oh, guess what? I don't care. Because that's definitely the message I'm getting here. If you're wondering what I'm referring to, the adaptation in RimWorld is a mechanic that makes RimWorld easier when things go wrong. When, like, people die or get knocked down. And it seems like the game just does not care that there is an adaptation modifier, because I am getting attacked as if them numbers don't matter. Also, this 40% chance of flammability when I throw, like, 10 flares and get 1 fire or whatever is like, math, please. So I don't know if the changes to the mod to allow for AI to not be hindered by Fog of War is any better. Okay. I guess I don't get fire. Man-invented fire, and my colonists forgot how. Alright, everybody forced inside. Matic and Lilin, you should go get bows. Yeah, obviously spots with hay, but do you see hay? I don't have hay. When you, I mean, I'm not trying to specifically call you out, but when you make a suggestion, make sure it makes sense, or I will ignore it, because... Okay, clearly they're just bashing the walls. I can hear that. Clear as day. They don't care that there's valid path. So valid path lure does not work. Copy that. I'm not even going to bother. What I will do, Klein, is close this door. We might as well just, like, deny them entry unless they bash their way in. Hi, Dua. That's easily within Valka's range, and as soon as Dua is killed, I will close in with the other bowman. Although this bowman is not particularly threatening with the double counteracts and all. They don't even know they're being shot at, as far as I can tell. Don't you punch me. Alright, sweeping west. Does sound like they're trying to get... Oh, through there. Okay. Fog of War can't stop me from knowing the durability of my own structures. And as such, I know they're breaching. Right there. So we'll just greet them. Because they should be in now. Yep, there he is. And they're fleeing. It was a small raid. It's hard to get exact numbers when fog is hidden, but clearly the maze cannot work. Just the way it is. Are they bashing here? I hear doors being pummeled, but I don't... Oh, you're bashing your way in. Are you drunk? Okay, bye. You're dead. Just... He's like, I will get inside as I flee. I'll flee through you. Yeah, that doesn't work. Right, going to island restriction again, and then I'll lift it wider after. After losing someone to like a cougar attack, though, it does have me slightly worried about the whole... allowing them outside farther, because, like, there was, I mean, short of having jetpacks in medieval, you know, times, there was no stopping that, right? That was in a complete inevitability. Or, like, having your hunters escorted. I mean, there was not a reasonable solution to the situation that Scorpio faced. No, I don't think restarting the mod will make any difference to their pathfinding. I mean, I could try it, but I highly doubt it will matter. Especially given the wording of the mod maker being very certain that that checkbox meant nothing. This checkbox will sort of work. Thanks. It's good to know it will sort of work. At least your mood's fixed. Yeah, I guess. You joined your wife, so that much is true. And now Lil and Maddock are getting married. Well, at the very least, Mood should be up again as a result. I like how a certain someone in the colony is apparently a caterer for the wedding and not an attendee. She was just like cooking during it. It's kind of funny. I wish I could get rid of Inspire Recruitment, as we're not even allowed to recruit in that way. There's not a situation where that's going to be helpful to us, but sure, be inspired. What about the goats being joined? I don't really care about the goats. They can wander around. Alright, there is another wanderer joined. Oh, they are an animal handler. Look at that. Steadfast, kind, plants and animals, and social. Oh, really high social. I foresee someone actually getting the chaplain role. Because you have the ability to be a chaplain. So, raffle timer's up. I've been getting pretty lucky with the random joiners, I must say. Sometimes the random joiners are like complete losers, and in this case, they're not. Obviously, this person can't really fight worth a damn, but you know, who cares? They can warden, they can entertain, they can handle. They can ranch and grow. It's good enough for me. They are a vagabond, but they're our vagabond. Now, they're 63 years old, who is frail with a bum leg and hearing loss, so they probably shouldn't venture too far away from the safety of our colony. So, they're going to be zone restricted to the island, but they'll probably stay zone restricted to the island, I'd imagine, because I don't really think that they should go anywhere. They're not really going to physically be able to move fast. Frail is pretty brutal for movement and manipulation. And once they have their new name, I will promote them to chaplain. After I make them muck out the toilets. Alright, Bill. Cremate corpse. Forever. And this corpse will be, or this bill will be for rotten animals that are close by. Keeping our butchery clear. Apparently that didn't work. There we go. Have we done one of the festivals that can heal? I don't have a ritual room. So, no. There's really no point in running those festivals unless you have a ritual room. Because you only get to heal with the highest consequences of the ritual, which are just not going to happen without a room. You're gonna get the inverse. You're gonna get the lowest consequences. All those nasty boomlopes are cleaned out. Good. How's our water? We really haven't had a lot more water stored. Our water pump cap is extraordinarily high, but our water pumping ability is terrible. Leave it to a Tyrol to kill our goats, but I'm not ranching. I don't care. Alright, the fire needs to go. Fire gets put out. So, at the moment, I am working towards trying to unlock alchemy for better defenses. And then once I have the alchemy up, I'll incorporate that indoor defenses. And I'll wait for one more raid before phasing out this this entryway. I'm not going to call it just yet, but I don't suspect it's going to start working magically. I just have a sinking suspicion that that's just the way the game wants to be. Apparently I have one more goat. Wonder if this goat's going to be any smarter than the last two, or it's going to hang out and get Tyralled again. Probably Tyralled. So we're just stockpiling on fuel for our hearths and stoves and the like. Another siege camp. Well, this siege is a lot more easy to defend against the last one. Instead of 60 enemies, we've got like, you know, 16. So, fine. Come siege me, I don't really care. Oh, did that raffle timer ever trigger? Let's do that again. Raffle timer up again. Sorry about that. Going ear deaf to the noise. Alright, taking Avalka off of High Priority Hall. Now that there's lots of wood within the walls and she needs to get cooking. Looks to me like all of the ambrosia's gone, right? Yep, all the plant ambrosia is gone. Got it. Good luck in the raffle. So the frail person probably shouldn't be wearing plate armor, I'd imagine. So, I'll take that off. Try to get her to wear something more reasonable for her frail frame. And I'll just say no plate for anyone, at least not yet. Plate, heavy plate, do not wear. Another thing I could do is the caps we wear. If I start making the accuracy ones, keep the sun out of our eyes. That's at least what I like to think a tail cap is, or the yeah, the regular caps. It will help all of our non-shooters shoot better, which works for me. So I'll make caps until I have 2 that are 95 plus and only allowed ingredients with, I mean, I don't really care, but with Matic. There's a missing wall in the ways. Yeah, I destroyed it intentionally. I'm gonna not resow any of the veg for now, as I don't really see the need. Alright, Matic and Lillian, you should ditch that headwear. Oops. And then eventually maybe issue... let's keep making dusters. Then eventually issue actual outfit orders. But I'm not about to do it at this moment. So now that we have a bunch of tail caps, I don't know if she's ever going to really use them, but that's fine. I would like to do some group hunting. There is some horses on the map tile that would be easier than most to hunt. So I'm going to lift these zoning restrictions and hope that the Tyralls don't choose to just eat me like those cougars did. It is saying that I need a chaplain role. The last time I tried to do the role assignment, people tried to murder me, and I actually wanted to wait until the raffle time was up, so in 30 seconds I'll do that. Do I need even more pumps? We use so much water. How many gallons are you guys using for your baths? Good lord. Alright, we've got... Alright, Nightbot. Try a novel person. Let's reroll that. Snaps. Congrats. Snaps, you are going to be role changed to be our chaplain. Nothing like a frail old chaplain. I'll have Klein and a Volka attend your ceremony. Maybe? If she feels like it, there she is. And you'll be christened our chaplain because it's a cursed role that only a 63-year-old would ever want. So congrats. Once alchemy is researched, we'll start to incorporate the defensive weapons into our layout. So we're still wearing improved defenses, it just requires some research projects that we have yet to obtain. And to that end, I think I'm going to make obsolete what we have had queued but not built yet. All right, how are we looking down here? We've got a good supply of wood. When you make the pemmican, just drop it on the floor. We did get a little bit of the hunting done because I see that our pemmican has gone up. And research is closing in on alchemy. It will be done in just a moment. Weird to see rice rot. It is, of course, a consequence of medieval, where you can't really refrigerate. Let's see, Lovey, that's the way it is. We also have the ability for our chaplain to try to tame a wild person. My only worry there, though, is if you want to get violent against our chaplain, it's not like she can really defend herself. She'll like... But the good news is a wild person isn't necessarily going to eat us. Hess. You are a loner. Yeah, let's try it. Plants, shooting, melee, you're a slob. You're an apocalypse survivor loner. You're 47 years old. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? The problem here is Snaps isn't really allowed to go out there due to zone restrictions. So I'm going to lift that zone restriction and just hope for the best. Like, there's not much else I can do. So, yeah, we'll see. Now that I have alchemy, let's queue up a uranium alchemy lab, because my workplaces really like to burn down. That's been a theme. And I'll update the priority, improve defenses using alchemy. So we will queue up chem fuel from wood, do until we have, let's say, 200 chem fuel. And then in security, we've got the... So previously we were using the arbalests. Once we incorporate matchlocks, which is not that hard of a research to get, we will switch over to like lead pepperballing at our enemies. And then the haygrass harvest will allow us to chem drench the maze. And I don't know if the maze is going to be worth it. The maze did not offer a path to the door. It doesn't now. It had during all of those raids, but I had closed that door after the last raid refused to use it. My guess is they're going to continue refusing to use it, and I'm going to phase it out as an idea, because it doesn't seem to be a very functional one. I'm going to add more pumps, because we are still struggling with sourcing water. So yeah, I'll cut some blocks and make some pumps, because our water needs are just not being met. So I'll double it. Open the storeroom door might help. No, that's not how, like, RimWorld works. Alright, so we have a raid here. We'll see if this is any better. Given our previous chances to light floors on fire, I'm gonna, like, double up my, my torch throwers. Because they've proven to me that they are utterly incapable of throwing decently. Oh my god, yes. Yay, you did one, Klein! Alright, I'm 1 for 6. Yep, 1 for 6. Okay, I hear them busting down the walls. It doesn't matter. Moot. Right, Snaps, you should just be inside. At least this is a ethically sourced pemmican. I didn't kill any animals for this pemmican. Pemmican came fresh. You don't even have a weapon. What? Did you have plasteel plate armor but no weapon? Did you forget, like, your torch or something? Like, what are you even doing? Okay, sounds like they're on the east wall. Oh, yep, there they are. And it also sounds like they're on the west wall. It sounds like they're everywhere. Luckily, most of them have been brawlers, which makes it a little bit easier to whittle them down at range. And now they're retreating, and we can see the rest of them. Very clearly, I had a clear path all the way into the base. Maze didn't matter, so we're gonna table that as a defensive implement forever. So I'm not spending any more time in that, going down that the rabbit hole of defensive structures. You should not self-tend. They did take one door out here, and then they fled, I'm assuming. Okay, we have about a sixth of matchlock tech done. Wow. 3 wind pumps, and we can't even keep up. So, we're working on getting our running water. Oh, Avalka, I guess you are not a bad animal handler. So I'll allow it. I fail to realize that, like, she could also do it. So I'm gonna keep snaps. I'm gonna keep snaps restricted and keep trying to tame that wild woman. If you're wondering about that steel plate armor, by the time the enemies had fled, he died. So there wasn't like a time to strip. Plus, I don't even want the plate armor. So whether he was stripped or not wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have worn it. It's actually not that I have too low ground capacity. My, oh, no, you're right. My cap per day is low. How am I going to deal with that? I don't have a lot of water availability. I mean, I could build a pump here, but I would need to change the location of my walls. Or here, interestingly. I mean, this whole structure got phased out. I think what I'll do is, yeah, let's redo this. I still want the path around the pumps so that we can walk around them. That'd be nice. But I'll put a pump out here and then like wall it up so it's not targeted. Because the hidden plumbing is going to be left alone. So as long as this has a pump house, should be fine. I mean, ultimately, I think the problem is everyone is taking, like, luxurious baths. And given what they've gone through, I'm not about to stop them, so it's fine. That's 300 liters a day, up from 1,000, approximately. Or 3,000, rather, up from 1,000. Huh, ambrosia. Well, of course, it's not anywhere close. Can't you just sprout inside? The answer is no, it can't. Never will. I think we probably have enough pemmican queued up. If I zoom out, it's probably about 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,300 if we hold it all. So I'm going to leave that alone for a bit and work on just curing, building up a supply for the winter. I know it's only spring, but it's never too early to prepare. Are we really? We are out of granite. Okay. Well, I do have coring up as a relatively high priority, so Matic will get to that soon. I got tired of the hearth, like, making everyone sleep in the heat. So I think my plan is, even though it's a little resource wasteful, just to, like, break the grand hearths come springtime and then rebuild them in the winter. Because unlike real life, where you can actually put a fire out, like, this game, you apparently don't know how to put fires out. So instead of fighting the game mechanics, I'll just destroy them. I put it out by breaking the whole thing down. So we're getting all the bodies moved so that they decay quicker. If you're wondering, because I had never really mentioned why, but corpses decay a lot faster in water than they do on land, you know? And then you fall into the water and you see the ghosts. Nope, there goes the last goat. Survived a while. Survived many times longer than its goat friends, but even it too died. Snap said they wanted to go buy ginger. Oh, yes, sure. Maybe, you almost have ginger hair. So we're halfway through matchlocks. A little over half. I'm sort of curious. I would not be able to roof up the entire... Well, that's not true. I might try to roof up the quarry and then, like, offer light or something. To make it not a massively unpleasant place to work when it's raining, or... But it does mean that we're going to have to burn a little bit of light for the torch. And then block if well, no, I could I could just put standing torches. I guess that's not unreasonable. Because I don't want to necessarily have vision blockers worked into the architecture, i.e. walls. Could you idiots just, like, move the poop? Imagine going to, like, a public restroom and having to, like, step over a giant buckets of poop just to go to the bathroom and thinking, like, oh yeah, nothing's wrong. This is normal. Just RimWorld things. Just prop this door open. Let's air out our nasty toilet with the with poop. Buckets of poop. Just peak RimWorld. Alright, that should make the quarry a little bit nicer to work in, and also not block line of sight with the use of columns and torches. So it's lit and dry. Yep, it is. There are some dark spots, but for the most part, it's lit enough that it shouldn't be a work speed hindrance. Do I have anyone else? No. It's considering, like, doubling up the amount of research that we do. I don't have anyone that could productively contribute. The reason I haven't phased out the old maze is, like, it's a lot more labor to get rid of it than I care to invest. So I'm going to break down some of it, which is going to get in the way of improving our defenses, but I'm not going to go to the lengths of like removing it all until I have a lot more free time. Just make some small changes. We do have another ritual opportunity. In an ideology room, if we wanted to make a makeshift room out of our recreation, we could try. I don't think it's necessarily a terrible idea to at least build some of the structures that can be transplanted. And then the altar is like a lot of material, but while we wait for the matchlock tech to be unlocked, I got really nothing better to do. And it would help our defense because we... Actually, I don't even know if we have wounds anymore. Oh, well, there is Ginger. Ginger's might get miracle healed. Might have frailty removed. I don't know. So that would certainly help if we had more able bodies. So that was at least the thinking of trying to get like a ritual room thrown together. I'm not going to resow the hay grass. I also don't think I'm going to resow the hops. So it's a lot of work to build the Altar of Justice. But maybe if by some miracle we actually manage to cure Ginger of her issues, it would be worth it. We're about to have a lot of these meat racks, well, not a lot, but some of these meat racks freed up, so I'm going to hunt some of the alpaca, but not all of them. I'll leave some. So we have almost all the blocks for the altar and the pew. And this is one hell of a multi-purpose room as a result. But at some point, we'll go to the effort of actually making a proper ideology room. So with matchlocks, we do have now the ability to make wall-mounted guns. These are... You can think of them as like sort of like janky autocannon turrets. And the only way that these are really going to help us defend our island is if we spot the enemies before they fully encroach. So this is going to be very handy, don't get me wrong, but it's only really handy if we have spotters, if we have guards outside. So what I was hoping to do is to build these and then incorporate guards into our defenses that, you know, work as spotters. The other thing I could do is to have these guns shoot out in every direction. So something like this, where we have a watchtower central, where we have a guard, and then the guards have guns that go in every direction, or at least in the three cardinal directions that they would be spotting from. And then they'll have in the last cardinal direction where they have it be set up where they have a spot to bunker down in when it comes time to, you know, shelter in place as a result of you getting overrun if they can't make it back to the castle. And that was eventually the plan to build them now that I have them researched, but that's obviously going to have to wait because I am out of time for the stream. So incorporating like better pillared defenses we'll have to wait for next week. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Darkest Ages, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Darkest Age survivors.